regarding a pipeline. The pipeline is now fully functional. There's a friendship pipeline between Syria and Iran and Iraq. There's a new one that just got started last year from Iran to China and Russia. There is going to be peace in that region. There's going to be plenty of money. But the thing is, if you think about it, guess what just happened last week? Where a lot of maneuvers between China, Iran, and Russia for the naval military and exercises were being carried out in the region. America was invited, but they didn't want to do it. Now, they said that there was a deal that Trump and Putin just carried out. Well, if you think about it, if you want a good energy deal, and you got somebody like Soleimani, who's got a lot of Iranian Shiite militiamen that are coming back off the Iraqi-Syrian border, and these people don't have anything else where to go because Russians are not going to let them go further. SAA is taking out FSA very quickly. But I really wanted to let you know that there was another thing that I was more concerned about that I got wind of from some of my military contacts in Africa, that some of the FSA Al-Qaeda-backed operatives, about 700 of them, got flown out of Idlib and it got placed down into Africa, and there's wind about them trying to collect Ebola and trying to use it.
Okay, well, that's amazing. Listen, callers are just...
I held for 3 hours for you, Alex.
No, stay there. I'm saying don't hang up. Start getting into it right now. I've got to go to these breaks, but start telling us about the Ebola.
Yeah, this is big.
We got 30 seconds to break. Start telling us.
All right, here I go. I got to go quick. I know you got to do the breaks and stuff. It's like this. They've been working with human smuggling rings with Al-Shabaab. The French Special Forces guys are fighting in Mali right now. They're still trying to contain it because they don't want to get them out of the Congolese region. Still some Congolese make their way through and get themselves down to Mexico. And then from there, that's why we've been seeing the outbreaks that we have. And you've been talking about the Ebola vaccinations and stuff. And that's kind of a front, really. Because
I got to hear it. You got to hold. We'll come right back to you. Stay with us. Got to hold more. I'll tell you, the ultimate sin, in my view, is these groups that set up things to play all the different sides. They call that being Machiavelli, being geniuses. I call it mental illness, the knowledge of evil. But definitely, Ebola can last in men's testicles for months and months. It can be spread. It's a perfect sleeper cell type human bomb weapon. And I know they bring in Congolese with 1,000 every month right through past the Border Patrol, the Democrats do, and then disperse them. People are dying of kidney failure. There's reportedly are Ebola cases in the Caribbean. That's mainstream news. And in the U.S., it's being covered up. People go, well, why doesn't Trump stop it? He can't control what's happening in the office next to him because of the treason. So just recap, Peter, and tell us what you were told by your sources and what's happening out of Central Africa.
All right. Basically, FSA, the Free Syrian Arab Army, most certainly getting crushed by SAA, and their Al-Qaeda-backed operatives. These are pro-human smugglers and stuff. They all got moved out of Syria. They got flown on a plane. They got put into Central Africa. And this has been going on for a few years now, ever since the second endemic outbreak of the Congo version of a virus, where actually it's a second version where it actually lasts a lot longer. It's got a 50-50 death ratio. They've been actively attacking all of the Congolese Ebola centers down there, trying to get a sample of the virus, trying to get the vaccine, trying to figure it out, trying to get people that have been vaccinated with it, that were tested on the virus, that are still technically communicable, and getting them out of Congo, getting them first, they tried to get them into Nigeria, and they tried to get them over to the other borderlands, and they've been still trying to smuggle these people. Now the Congolese people are getting into Mexico. They're coming here.
And by the way, we've shown hundreds ourselves, and then literally leftists come over and attack us here in Austin. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's your sleeper cell, Alex. It's really nasty stuff, and it's disgusting because the destabilization in our own country regarding all of, the human waste and everything on the West Coast and that stuff, it's just a breeding ground for it. You already know about that. Secondly, the Iran, China, Russia connection, if they've just got their pipeline working, they've got it working through the stands, through Kazakhstan. Astana is growing as a massive capital right now. Pakistan's going to start growing up with Karachi. And then, of course, even Mongolia. All of these regions are going to get a bunch of natural gas because Iran found a whole bunch more of natural gas reserves. Now, the reason why they're acting like this is because they felt kind of bulky for the fact that they had both Russia and China in the region to kind of protect them from acting stupid. But Soleimani, he kind of knew a lot about the energy crisis because he also knew where the money was coming in for ISIS getting funded from Turkey. Now, this is the biggest thing, Alex. If you cut off his head, they're going to have a power vacuum, and someone else is going to have to make sure that the deals get done for all of the energy resources in that region. And if Iran can't play around with the Suez Canal, choking off other countries for oil and stuff, even though they're getting their money from Russia and China. That's why.
So what do you think's going to happen in the end game? The globalists are trying to bring down the U.S. Trump's trying to stabilize it. I think he means well, but this is a gamble, gut level. You sound like a smart guy. How do you think this is going to end?
We're going to look at a boiling point, but it's not going to pop off until something more internal crisis here in America happens. And that's the bigger concern that I'm worried about. The bigger concern is when we start having biological problems with this virus outbreak here in America, and the Virginia situation with gun confiscation coming up. And I hate saying this, but China and Russia, they're just biding their time, and gold is getting really valuable. It's all bought out in Germany. I understand.
That's right. They're trying to plunge the economy, and we want to warn people. But then if the economy goes down, then it only helps the globalists. It's one hell of a time. 2020 so